Hello students, welcome to the session 5 of unit 3rd of the subject Consumer Behavior and Marketing Communications. The topic for today is classification of advertising. In the previous sessions we have talked at length about what the advertising is and what is the role or importance of advertising. Now let's understand that what are the classifications or the divisions given to the advertisements. So, start with these are the 6 broad areas in which the advertisement has been divided. The very first is the based on target audience. That means the classification is given of the advertisement on the basis that what kind of audience they are intended for. Then the second, the based on geographical area, that is the region where the advertisement will be broadcasted. Based on media, like which particular media, advertisement media are you forwarding to or you are taking care of for the advertisement or the considering medium of the advertisement. Then based on the appeal, based on the product, based on the advertisement. So, when we talk about appeal, that is the basic phenomena which you will be using for the creative aspect. We will discuss all these 6 at length. Based on the product, so that is whether you are promoting any product, you are promoting any business, you are promoting any service or as a whole. And then the advertiser, who is advertising. These 6 broad classification are given for the advertising. There are so many other classification also. We will discuss all of them one by one. Let us start with the first, that is based on target audience. So, when we talk about based on target audience, we can either have the business advertising or we can have the consumer advertising. When we talk about consumer advertising, it is about the consumer, the end user. So, the target audience for us are the end user, the group of people who are actually using the product. So, for them the advertisement theme will be defined accordingly. When we talk about business advertising, the advertisement is either for any kind of industrial purpose, for any professional or for any trade advertisement. So, that means the target audience is the business, and in trade we are specific, we are talking about retailers, we are talking about wholesalers, we are talking about dealers or we are talking about distributors. So, in the business advertisement, the advertisement is intended for any kind of industrial connect, industrial relation or tie-ups, any kind of professional connect and the trade advertisements. Right. Moving to the next, that is the based on product or service. So, the one category is consumer goods or the product or service advertisement. The other category, that is industrial goods advertisement. That means the advertisement which you are broadcasting is actually intended for the consumer goods. That means the B2C segment, which is business to consumer segment, the product which are for the end consumer like FMCG products, right. Industrial goods, that means the goods are meant for any further business, which is business to business category. That means the product which you are manufacturing are not for the end user, are not something which is meant for end user, they are the one which are meant for any particular industry, right. So, when we talk about consumer goods, product or service advertising which are for the end user, which are for the B2C segment. So, for end user, the advertisement can be further bifurcated and further classified in informative advertising, persuasive advertising or reminder advertising, right. In informative advertising, we only inform about the availability of product, about basic characteristics or features of the product. The intention of these advertisements are to inform end user about the product as a whole. In persuasive advertising, we actually want these end users to get convinced for buying the product. So, here our intention is to generate sales, right. Then reminder oriented, that means when you are actually feeling that you are on a maturity stage and when you can sense that particular saturation from the market, you need to go for reminder or oriented advertisement, where you somehow connect with the existing set of consumer and wants to give them a reminder to use the product again, to buy the product again, and what kind of benefits they had in the past by using the same kind of product. Moving ahead, next, the based on geographical area. So, there are 4 broad bifurcation on the basis of geographical area. One, global advertising, the advertising which is meant for the complete globe. National advertising, which is restricted to one particular country. Regional, a specific area or region, and local, which is the smallest unit, that means limitized or localized to a very small particular area where the manufacturer marketer belongs to. So, as the level up, the scale of the advertisement also increases. Local advertising restricted to only one place, which is the basic narrated place of manufacturer or the manufacturer or the marketer. Regional, which is comparatively broader than the local region, you are covering a specific region, but yes, somehow the whole region is of similar nature. So, you need not to focus more on the aspects which may variate from place to place, that means on the basis of geographical region. National, here as we have discussed, it belongs to whole country. So, you have to take care of different cultures, different castes, different beliefs of the people while advertising, while creating the copy of advertising. And global, again the orientation is for the whole globe, whole planet, and accordingly the message has to be conveyed, which should be taken by each and every country and each and every target audience in the similar way. So, again the focus area increases with the global advertising, and it actually depends upon the manufacturer's will to cover the area. That manufacturer want product to be promoted in a specific local region, they want to promote it in the on the regional aspect, national level or the global level. Accordingly, the advertisements are being broadcasted, created. Next, based on the media. So, on the basis of media, we have around 7 categories. Let us start with the first. The first category is print advertisement. Print advertisement, the major sources of print advertising are newspapers, magazines, where we can inform people or persuade people about the product, about the brand through any kind of printed or typed material. That means it is in the written form through printing part, right. Electronic advertising, that means we are using any electronic medium for the advertising. Outdoor advertising, the advertising we are doing on the streets, in the within the people, like it could be in the market, it could be in a very crowded street, but what is our intention is, that is to step out in the open area, in the outdoors, so that people can get to know about the advertisement, about the product, about the brand, right. Then direct mail advertisement, in this we try to advertise the product through mailing. POP advertising, that is also known as point of purchase advertisement. So, for this we may use dummy products, we may use standees, we may use small hoardings or boards, so that the advertisement can be done at the place where consumer is actually going for the purchase purpose or the buying purpose. So, POP advertisement is very important, because this kind of advertisement is done at the place where exchange will take place. Then audio visual advertising, considered as most creative advertisement. The advertisements which are done majorly on television or through any visual mode, where you can use the audio also, like any video clippings also. Why it is considered as most effective? Because it influences more than one sense of human beings, right? That means we all got 5 senses. Whenever the stimuli is generated, we get convinced because of the impact of any one sense, but through television our more than one sense get impacted. We listen at the same time, we see the things at the same time, and both the senses get impacted, and it is considered as one of the major source of persuasive advertisements. Then it comes to the radio advertising. So, radio advertising, that is the only form like audio form. Here the video is not involved. There are so many FM channels, there are so many radio channels on which the product can be advertised, the product can be promoted. So, the radio advertisements are the source of audio advertisement. So, on the basis of media, we are having print advertisement, which is in the written form through print. Electronic advertisement, we are using any kind of electronic media. Then we have outdoor advertising, which is outside, which is on the streets. Direct mail advertisement, that is through mails. POP advertising, that is point of purchase advertising. Audio visual, which is majorly done through television. Traditionally it was done only through television. Then the last audio source of advertising, that is radio. So, that is the classification of advertising on the basis of media. Let us move to the next, that is based on appeal. So, in appeal we have two broad categories, we have rational advertising and we have emotional advertising. Now, these are the themes, these are the appeals which are used by manufacturer or the marketer for convincing people, for influencing people. Let us talk about both of them one on one. So, when we talk about rational advertising, these are the kind of advertising in which information is used for promotion. Like you can see the advertisement of product X, where you can get to know that what are the composition, that as a feature what all things are added in that particular product, right? Like what are the ingredients in that product, what kind of inputs are there, all those things can be given. So, here what we are focusing on, informational. Here what category of product we are considering, in which people will use their brain for deciding whether to buy or not, right? Emotional advertising, in emotional advertisement people may get influenced because of emotions also. So, in this advertiser, marketer, manufacturer use the theme of emotions for promoting the product. So, when I talk about emotional, we can see we have so many examples with us, like let us take the example of insurance company, how they promote the policies. They promote policies by saying that आपने कभी सोचा है आपके बाद आपकी फैमिली का क्या होगा, you know, what will happen, you know, आपकी कार डैमेज हो जाती है तो how much expense you have to bear for that. So, what exactly they are trying to do? They are trying to create a fear, right? So, that is one of the emotion. Similarly, we may go for happiness also, we may go for excitement also, we may go for sense of humorous advertisement also. So, different emotions can be used for promoting the product. Ultimately, what we want our customer to get convinced for purchasing the product, and for that either we can give genuine information about the composition of the product, the specific methodology used for manufacturing the product, or any USP of the product through which, you know, information can be transferred, information can be conveyed about the product to the people. Or what we can do, we can use emotions for the promotional part. We can show that there is affection between mother and baby, and if you use XYZ product or XYZ brand, that affection will be taken care of, the sensitivity can be taken care of, you know, that different relationships between a mother and a baby, then between the elders and the youngest one, then between you and your family, what we quoted right now in the terms of insurance companies. So, different emotions can be used, love, affection, humor, fear, for creating the advertisement copy. So, that is something which is emotional advertising based on the appeal part. Next, based on the advertiser. So, advertisement can be broadcasted either by manufacturer or by the marketer. Like manufacturer can take this initiative, can take this responsibility to create advertisement copy and along with the advertiser go for the advertisement broadcasting and all, or else they can give the responsibility to the marketer, right. So, if the manufacturer is advertising, that is the advertisement on the basis of manufacturer. If it is on the basis of marketer, then based on advertiser agenda is marketing. So, these are the 6 broad categories what we have discussed. So, the very first, based on the target audience, where we have either consumer, that is the end user, or any business which will be using the product for further processing and then making it available for the consumer. On the basis of product services, that is consumer goods or industrial goods. Third, on the basis of geographical region, there are 4 categories: local, regional, national and global. Moving ahead, based on media, we have print advertisement, we have electronic, we have outdoor, direct mail, POP, audio visual or radio advertising. Fifth, we have based on the appeal, which is about using the rational information for promoting or emotions for the promotional part. Based on advertiser, that is the manufacturer or the marketer. So, these 6 broad categories of classifications have been devised and majorly used for understanding the concept and understanding the objective of advertising as a whole. Moving ahead, there are many other types of advertising also. Let us discuss them also. So, let us talk about the first, that is classified advertising. So, when we talk about classified advertising, we all know that these are printed on a special page on newspapers or similar portals like for property buy and sale, for matrimonials, and this is a traditional way of advertising. Advocacy advertising, now these are the advertising which is normally done for any kind of advisory by the company, for suggesting you some benefits or for suggesting any kind of substitute use or advising on any general terminologies. Then there are comparative advertising, where the 2 products are shown all together and the comparison is shown. We have reminder advertising. Again, what the reminder advertising is for, it is to remind the people about the product existence. And when we show, when we broadcast such kind of advertisement, when the product sense itself to be on a maturity stage, when the product can sense that yes, it is close to the saturation point and they need to inform people about the product, about the availability of a specific brand and want to reconnect with the people, then this reminder advertising is done. Along with the reminder, there is a reinforcement advertising also. Reinforcement advertising actually gives you new purposes, new reasons or to buy the product or give some kind of new feeling, so that you can feel connected with the product, you can feel rejuvenated with the product and get convinced to buy the product. So, this actually infuses energy into you by giving some inputs, ideas, so that you can feel like buying the product. Then it comes to the defensive advertising. Defensive advertisement is another way of facing the competition, when you think that you need to defend in terms of competition in the market, or you need to justify your company, your brand for a specific thing, then defensive advertising is being done. In film advertising, the next one. So, as the name itself suggests, the advertisement is done within the movie, within some Bollywood film or any Tollywood film or any Hollywood film. So, in that, in mid of the movie, the product is advertised, like we can see, we have so many examples. Just to quote one, ICICI Bank was being promoted in Bagban movie, where Amitabh Bachchan was shown as an employee of ICICI Bank. Similarly, there are so many movies where you can see the usage of a specific brand of tea, coffee or any kind of daily routine product. So, in film, advertising is something which is advertised during the movie in the film. Bait advertising, normally the bait advertising is considered as one of the unethical form of advertising. What it actually includes? through this kind of advertisement, consumer is informed about any kind of specific offer or specific proposal on the product. Like the advertisement may show that 50 plus 20% off in a specific branded outlet or in specific showroom on a specific range of product. So that is something which will give a instant allurance to you, instant framing ki that yes, the discount is available, let's go and buy the product. But when you actually land up to that particular product, then you can sense that yes, there is a difference. The discount and offer was only on a left out segment or a limited segment, whereas the other products, other stock available is not offered on the same price. So somehow it actually attracts you in the one go, somehow attracts you to purchase the product. It is a kind of allurance given by the marketer, and the actual situation is somehow different from the real one. And with the part of advertisement convincing, you get to place yourself at that position where there is a difference between what has been promoted in the advertisement and what is the actual situation. In flight advertising, so as the name suggests, again it is something which is being done during the flight, during the air journeys. Majorly the advertisements done in flight are somehow the premium products. So there are magazines or small videos clippings can be played in the aeroplanes where the journey is being taken place, and similarly the product can be promoted. Moving ahead, then there are online advertising, the advertisement which is done through internet. Political advertising, the advertisements which are done by various political parties, like we can see when the elections are near, all the parties do their own propagandas and publicize themselves in different ways by giving certain promises. So advertisement which is done by any political party is political advertising. Then shortage advertising. Shortage advertising is generally done when there is a scarcity of the product or the product is not available in the abundance. Then normally marketer or manufacturer choose the platform to guide people about using the product in a limited manner, in an effective manner, to avoid the wastages, so that we can use the product for a longer duration. Farm advertising, advertising for any kind of farm products, any kind of agriculture based product, that is the farm advertising. Social advertising, that is the advertising for any social cause, any social purpose. It could be like a kind of general connect of the company and the people, public, like drive slowly, don't drink and drive, or it could be something to promote or ask people to go for a good cause like blood donation, plasma donations, or contributing to PM Care Fund, or contributing for any floods, donate for the floods, so such advertisement are social advertising. Next it is colloquial advertising. Colloquial advertising is a advertisement in which informal communication is shown. The advertisement where two people are can be shown like talking about one product, they are discussing the features of the product, they are discussing the characteristics and the benefit of the product, and the same has been broadcasted, like two mothers talking to each other about the detergent which they are using, and the one mother is appreciating the washing powder which they are using and suggesting other mother to use the same washing powder. That informal communication setup where one user is convincing another user for buying the product and the same has been broadcasted, that is under the category of colloquial advertising. Then there are cooperative advertising. Cooperative advertisements are the advertisements which are done all together by wholesaler, retailer, manufacturer. So this is a cooperative effect when all three contributes for the advertisement part. Then there are surrogate advertisements. Again, the advertisement is done for the products which are not allowed to be advertised, the products for which the advertisement are banned. Such products advertise themselves with the use of any substitute product by using some music CDs by using some kind of sodas or mineral water bottles, or even by sponsoring any event with the help of any other product of theirs, but they are just trying to promote the name for the product which is not allowed to be advertised. So, surrogate advertisement is a kind of substitute advertisement which companies are using for reminding the people about the brand, about the existence of brand. Then there are tele-shopping advertisement which are being publicized on the specific channels of the company itself, where they keep on displaying and representing the advertisement throughout the day. Then there are objective based advertisement, like what is the purpose of advertisement, whether it is to aware the people about the product, or it is to develop some kind of attitude, build their attitude, or it is to get immediate action. So, on the basis of that particular objective also, advertisements are divided and categorized. So, the types of advertisement broadly, which are not categorized in the first 6 categories, are discussed over here. The classified advertisement, which is generally published in newspaper in the form of printed form, like matrimonial advertisements or property buy and sell, or even the job vacancy part also. Advocacy, where some kind of advisory is there. Comparative advertisements, where the two brands or the two products are compared. Reminder advertising, that is to remind or reconnect with the people, reinforcing, giving them energies, giving them reasons to buy the product again. Defensive advertisement, where the company is trying to justify itself and obviously face the competition also. In film advertising, the advertisement is broadcasted in the movie. Bait advertisement, where the consumer is attracted by showing that yes, a product is available at some discounted price or with some additional benefits, but the actual thing is somehow different or variable in nature in comparison to the what have been shown in the advertisement itself. In flight advertising, that is advertisement done during the air journey. Online advertisement done through internet. Political advertising, advertising done by any political party. Shortage advertisement, it is a kind of how to effectively use the product. The advertisement is done in the case when there is some kind of shortage of the product. Farm advertising, where the advertising is done for any agriculture product. Social advertising, advertising for any kind of social cause. Colloquial, that is an informal communication, informal setup for the advertisement. Cooperative advertisement done collectively by the manufacturer and intermediaries, right. Next, surrogate advertisement, where the substitute product is used for promoting the main product which has been banned by the government for the promotion part. Tele-shopping advertising, the advertisement done on the TV channels itself, which belong to manufacturer or marketer. Objective based, that is about spreading awareness or simply developing some kind of attitude or action. Now, we have the classifications according to Cundiff and Still, which is on the basis of geographical area, on the which has been discussed. On the basis of prospects, again the audience, again we have discussed it. Message advertised, product or any kind of institution. Result intended, quick action or delayed action, that means we want immediate sale or we just want a brand building activity. Sponsorship, who is promoting, manufacturer, middleman, cooperative, what kind of promotion it is. Demand, that is primary or selective, that means the product is for the primary demand, that means the demand will be generated for the very first time, or the product is already existing in the market and the demand is a reoccurrence of purchase. Targeting audience, who what particular category, whether it is for masses or it is a selective group. Then PLC stage, that is the pioneer advertisement, which is for new product. Comparative, which is for growth and maturity stage. Retentive, which is for maturity and declining stage. So, that is again the intention, whether you want to inform the people about the new product, You want to give them persuasion or convincing part, or you want to be in the game by giving them reminders. And then types of appeal, rational or emotional. Again we have classification according to Harry and Lesson, that is on the basis of product, audience, media, advertising and objective. The classification by David A. Acker, that is on the basis of geographical area, object, type of appeal, audience, sponsor, intended effort, that is again immediate effort or long term action, and level of demand, that is again primary demand, that is the demand created for the very first time, or the selective demand. Basically all these kind of advertisements, what they try to attract attention of the people, they try to communicate the key benefits of the product, they try to achieve the objective of advertising strategy, and especially the one they want to avoid the errors, especially the legal ones. So, with this we come to the end of our topic, that is classification of advertising. Hope you got to know about the different types and the different classification of the advertising. With this I end the session. Thank you so much.